them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
What about Busta Rhymes? I've definitely seen quite a few people not too happy about your story about Busta Rhymes.
Well, ain't nobody saying nothing to me.
I never heard of it.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. Oh, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
If Busta ever try to film me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the devil, yo? Yeah, I do his better than him. You better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes' show. Cause look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy.
And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now I ain't know it was Busta at first. You know, Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I'm like, and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta?
Not Busta Rhymes out here getting put on blast as a super zest monster, and look that ain't even me talking that straight from his own bodyguard's mouth.
Seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before.
Oh yeah.
In some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster.
So
Busta Rhymes is going viral after a former bodyguard decided to expose him, claiming that he made some highly suspicious requests from young men in his VIP area. But trust me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Orlando Brown has also been speaking out, insisting that Busta is one of the many DL rappers who allegedly turned him out. And if that wasn't messy enough, 50 Cent has now jumped into the mix, dropping some not-so-subtle hints about Busta's alleged secret lifestyle. But here's where things get even wilder. Several men are now coming forward with their own shocking claims, saying Busta allegedly tried to get them to party with him and even made some outrageous advances. But let's keep it real, this isn't just about who they're into. It's about these DL industry dudes putting on a tough act in public while doing questionable things behind the scenes. It's about crossing the line and touching people just because they're too scared to own their truth.
There's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section.
Seems like folks in the industry have been side-eyeing Busta Rhymes' antics for a while, whispering behind closed doors. But now, everything's spilling out in the open. So what exactly did Orlando Brown and 50 Cent say about Busta Rhymes? And did he really cross the line with young men? Let's get into it and break it all the way down. According to the New York Post, Busta Rhymes made headlines in 2006 when he publicly lashed out at a male fan using a homophobic slur. The man had simply tapped Busta on the shoulder to show admiration and congratulate him on his return. But instead of accepting the praise, Busta snapped and stormed off. Fast forward to 2007, when Busta Rhymes was asked about homophobia in hip-hop, he didn't hold back. He made his stance loud and clear, saying he doesn't condone homosexuality at all because of what he represents culturally. And when pressed further, he reportedly said, "I hate effing forward men, and check this out, hip-hop would never accept a homosexual rapper." But today, it seems like Busta Rhymes might just be another rapper hiding his true identity, taking out his own frustrations on others. But let's be real, this isn't even about his public reaction. When the topic got too uncomfortable, Busta didn't just dodge the question. He got up and dipped from the interview completely. Now, if Busta is into men, that's his business. The real issue isn't about his alleged attractions. It's the hypocrisy, the self-loathing, and the way he allegedly lashes out at women and former male employees behind the scenes. But let's rewind to the early 2000s, when the rumors about Busta's secret lifestyle first started surfacing. And guess who was at the center of it all? Wendy Williams. Wendy was the first to start leaking shocking details about Busta's alleged preferences. But what exactly did Wendy reveal? And how deep does this rabbit hole go? Let's break it all the way down.
Come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about.
Rumor has it that back in the day, Wendy Williams had a long list of rappers on the DL, and she wasn't afraid to call them out. She had people calling into her show, spilling all kinds of embarrassing details about their alleged encounters with these industry men. And guess whose name kept coming up? A man once called The Wendy Williams Show and dropped some wild tea, claiming that Busta Rhymes punched him in the face right after he had allegedly gotten on his knees for him. But that wasn't even the craziest part. Busta reportedly made the infamous list of DL rappers. Apparently, Busta pulled some major strings to get the recording wiped from the internet. But for those who remember, the alleged incident went down at a bar in New York City, a known spot where rappers would sneak in for these types of interactions with gay men. Original Wendy fans still remember that episode like it was yesterday. And let's not forget, Wendy wasn't just exposing Busta. She was one of the first to call out Diddy's alleged DL lifestyle, and she even brought receipts. But here's where it gets really messy. Diddy found out that Wendy had a photo of him in a compromising situation, and he wasn't having it. Allegedly, Diddy used his powerful connections to get her fired from Hot 97, effectively forcing her out of New York. She had to start over in Philadelphia, all because she spilled too much truth. Now the question is, how much more did Wendy know? And is it finally coming back to haunt these rappers? Let's get into it.
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down and it looked like some gay act that was going on, he got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. He said the same thing to he said, nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know is gonna do anything with y'all, no business at all. It ain't gonna be no artist, no nothing gonna come. He's telling people that at a radio station. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had.
Jaguar Wright just put it out there. Wendy Williams was the first to blow the whistle on Diddy and his crew of so-called homo thugs in the industry.
Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these down low was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally.
And rumor has it, that's exactly why Busta Rhymes and Diddy were so close. Word on the street is that they had a lot in common, including sharing young men. And now that Diddy is facing federal charges, it looks like Busta is trying to lay low. But let's not forget, Busta used to be deep in the mix, rolling with Diddy, Jolo, Aliyah, Hype Williams, and a whole squad of industry power players. But let's keep it real, Busta and Diddy weren't just business associates. They were tight for years, all the way back to the 1990s. Just take a look at this, Busta hanging out with Diddy and his former right-hand man, Jay-Z. And here's where it gets even wilder. As recently as September 2023, just weeks before Cassie came forward with that shocking lawsuit, Busta was still rolling with Diddy, still talking him up, still standing by his side. And if you look closely, Diddy is straight up staring at Busta like he's a whole meal. Now the question is, what else has been hidden behind the scenes? Let's get into it.
This is the father of the joint venture deals, the label deals, that's right, the production deals. That's right. This is the father. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Big up Dallas Austin because we pulled this all up. But when he did it, it was the complete shifting of the clowning. We've never seen it before. The same way, there's been a lot of greatness after, but he added to the floors of the skyscraper. He designed the foundation for that skyscraper.
Going back to Jaguar Wright's statement about Wendy Williams exposing these so-called homo thugs, she wasn't just calling them out for being gay or on the DL. No, the real issue was that these men were allegedly using intimidation and outright violence to silence anyone who dared to discuss their covert lifestyle. And let's be real, Diddy and Busta Rhymes have a long history of abusing their power. We've seen it time and time again. Men like them don't take out their anger on just anyone. They target people they believe won't fight back. Busta's violent past goes all the way back to 2006, when he allegedly assaulted a man for spitting on his car. That same year, prosecutors even tried to hit him with weapons charges, claiming he had a whole machete in his car. Fast forward to 2007, and Busta was right back in hot water, getting arrested and hit with misdemeanor charges for allegedly assaulting his former driver over a financial dispute. After pleading guilty in both cases, he ended up on 3 years of probation. And just when it seemed like he might be done with the drama, 2009 came along, and the New York Post exposed yet another scandal. Busta was forced to pay over $75,000 to a fan who claimed Busta's bodyguard punched him in the face, while Busta himself threw multiple water bottles at him. The fan later told the New York Post that he was actually there to see Fabulous, but when Fab never showed up, he decided to leave. But Busta wasn't having it. He allegedly ordered the man to sit back down, saying, "I'm not done with you." Then, before the man even knew what was happening, Busta splashed him with one bottle of water, then another, and then a third, before his bodyguard finally clocked him. So yeah, it's not hard to see why Busta and Diddy stayed so close for all these years. But here's where things get even darker. People have been whispering for years that Busta had a thing for much younger men. And now, Busta's former bodyguard, Big Homie CCE, is spilling all the tea. He claims Busta used to send his crew out to scout young, attractive men and bring them straight to his VIP section at the club. When Big Homie CC first appeared on The Art of Discourse, the internet was in a chokehold because what he said was wild. And let's be honest, this isn't new. It's been an open secret in the industry for years. Everyone in the know, especially club promoters, already knew about Busta's so-called preferences. Word is, whenever Busta was about to hit a party, the promoters made sure to have a lineup of attractive young men ready for him in the VIP section, just to keep him entertained.
About Busta Rhymes before.
Oh yeah.
Some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on there. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that.
Then, on one particularly crazy night, Busta saw him in the club with model and actor Don Benjamin and one of Don's homeboys, who just so happened to be gay. The moment Busta's eyes met the man's, he said, Big Homie said they didn't waste any time. Big Homie broke it down, but Busta was all in this guy, keeping him close and making sure he wasn't leaving. He almost lunged at him and pulled him into his VIP area. He didn't go too far, and he said that this wasn't a one-time incident. Rather, it was a regular occurrence every time Busta entered the club. Everyone who mattered knew the deal, could spot the best man in the room, and accompany him directly to Busta's section, since he wouldn't stop once his gaze was fixed on someone.
I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope. And tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. But I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. Oh, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like...
Big Homie even remembered hearing Busta straight up say the dude looked cute, and once he had him in his section, he wasn't letting him go.
I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Man, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
Pulled him into the section. Pulled him into the section, and then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy, he couldn't believe.
When questioned why no one in the industry ever spoke about it, Big Homie, who has been hip to bust his ways for more than 10 years, kept it straight because they wanted to be in that VIP section next to Busta. But he also brought up something that people don't discuss enough, how according to him, Busta has a lengthy history of yelling at women. It almost seems as though he harbors a deep-seated jealousy of them simply for being female.
Busta Rhymes.
Well, I knew about this like 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls. This girl touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. Nobody wants to kill these entertainers like that, bro. Like when I do my threat assessment, there's never an immediate threat or danger. It's never a situation that they're gonna tell me, oh, this person wants to murder me, this person wants to.
You think it's just one bodyguard out here talking reckless? Nah, fam, there's more. A whole lineup of dudes has stepped up with their own wild run-ins with Busta Rhymes back in 2020. A social media user named Trip Alley let some real spicy tea spill on his YouTube channel, claiming Busta tried to holler at him in NYC while he was headed to a Halloween party at the club.
I'm walking, New York City, going to a club. It was Halloween weekend, everybody was out. And it was this party we was going to, me, my boy, and his friend that had came in from Detroit. And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand. And he holding my hand. Now, I ain't know it was Busta at first. Busta Rhymes tall. I'm sure I came up to about right here. So the first thing I noticed was this big ass flip mode chain that was blinding me. So I look at the chain and I look up, I'm like, oh, what's up, Busta? What's up? Now he holding my hand the whole time. I'm like, what's up, man? He like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, me and my people, we about to go to this club around the corner. What's up, man? And then I noticed throughout my peripheral vision, the side eye, this big bodyguard in black. Just standing there, looking around, looked at me, still looking around. Meanwhile,
according to Trip Alley, Busta invited him to enter his VIP area of the club, and at first, Tripp was excited, assuming there would be a typical Tripp.
You know, I'm about to go in this club. You know, we got a section. You know, you can come in with me if you want. And I'm like, word, for real? Like, that's what's up. Like, he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I gotta, you know, tell my people. I was like, I come in, you know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, just let me know, you know, tell them that you coming in there to meet with me and come on up. And I was like, bet. So, of course I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes is one of my favorite artists.
After that, Tripp was so shaken up that he wasn't even in the mood to go out to clubs anymore. To make matters worse, his friend simply dipped and left him stranded in the middle of NYC, which may have been a blessing in disguise because who knows what might have happened if he had actually pulled up. However, Tripp got into a fight with his friend who wasn't feeling the idea of boosting Busta's party. To the Busta VIP area, and as we jumped to 2021, the whispers began to circulate once more. Supposedly, Busta was again out here attempting to pick up guys. He even allegedly left a pride event with a trans woman, according to paparazzi. But wait, there's more. Orlando Brown has come forward with a story, and this time it's him. He recently claimed that a whole squad of rappers, including Diddy and Busta, had been with him. Orlando. When Brown went on video and said that he got down with a full lineup of rappers, including Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Drake, and others, the internet went crazy once more. Bo Amazing and much more. But here's the catch at first. Many didn't really take Orlando seriously because of his history of substance abuse, and let's just say, his conduct. When he began making shocking accusations about the music industry, everyone just dismissed it as just another one of Orlando's outbursts. But now that prominent figures are being subjected to a variety of bizarre charges, people are beginning to make connections, so Orlando's stories don't seem so unbelievable. Could it be that he's been trying to educate us about what's actually happening in the industry all along? More importantly, who are these rappers that he claims exploited him? Orlando has been making frequent appearances in viral interviews over the past few years, revealing shocking accusations about purported Hollywood customs. In one of those interviews, he even alluded to the existence of some well-known monsters in the entertainment business, and then abruptly brought up Diddy, strongly suggesting that Diddy had done something to him.
They make you buckle, bro. People done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. A lot of stuff that happened.
Life insurance policies out on rappers. Mainly because it's more dangerous for rappers nowadays.
I mean, this is a touchy subject. I just, I'll give you this. You can willingly turn woman and have a bag, or you can do what I'm doing. You can willingly turn trans, or you can get in trouble and go to jail and get up, and they do it to you forcefully because you up and you didn't know what to do.
People dismissed Orlando's remarks as part of the never-ending joke about Diddy perhaps being on the down low back then, but now with Olive. The atmosphere is shifting as a result of the grave charges against Diddy, and people are beginning to question whether Orlando was being insane when the shocking reports about the alleged offenses committed by Diddy back in November. Without wasting any time, Capone invited Orlando back for another interview on the channel, during which they revisited Orlando's widely shared. Orlando's response to all the Diddy chatter, including remarks about Diddy from the previous year and even 50 Cent's crazy narrative about Diddy trying to take him shopping, was quite fascinating.
That made its rounds all over the internet, went completely viral, was some things you had to say about Diddy. And there was also, shortly after that, there was an old video that was kind of going viral. And it was 50 Cent, and where he says he was at a party with Diddy. And he was mad at Diddy because Diddy offered to take him shopping.
Many believe Orlando is playing it smart by fusing the truth with what seems like rubbish, possibly to protect himself. They believe he is using his quirky behavior as a shield while still revealing important information in between the turmoil. On the other hand, some contend that some people think Orlando's mental health issues may be related to horrific experiences in the industry, and this discussion may be his coping mechanism or maybe an attempt to garner some attention. However, just because Orlando has experienced mental health issues doesn't mean his claim should be dismissed so quickly. Fairness and confidence, he hasn't stopped leaking information yet. Recently, he went viral once more, saying that he had sex with several individuals in the industry. In addition, Nam dropped Busta Rhymes and a long list of other males.
Busta Rhymes. You just told me you see Busta in the airport too. They were from California, he didn't know you. You smashed Drake? Oh, you made love to Drake.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And,
why you not naming no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sent his friends on me.
Most people tend to ignore Orlando when he makes such claims, but in recent interviews, when he appears more composed, he has been making a lot of sense if you pay close attention and read between the lines. Of course, with all the rumors circulating about Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent had to step in and stir up the controversy. Pop 50, he posted that famous photo of Busta in his bright yellow 1999 MTV EVMA's outfit, obviously clowning, but Busta wasn't going to let that go. He clapped back with an ad-generated pic of 50 and hit him with "I keep telling." Who is getting ready to perform with Busta at the upcoming Humor and Harmony Comedy Festival couldn't help but take a jab. "Since you all continue to be blessed, we won't ever quit." The jokes continued when Busta fired back at 50, saying, "I thought it was Father's Day, and you're out here looking like this. Don't let me find you in the mirror prepping your look for report." It's obvious that 50A and Busta are just clowning each other, but fans aren't letting Busta off the hook, thus. Many people are urging that he should stop making jokes and take the accusations against the VIP club seriously. One admirer wrote, "I've heard a lot of gay stories about Busta, including that he physically abuses the minis and is a bussy snatcher. I recall watching a television program where a gay character dated a rapper who was clearly DL, and I was such as, is this related to Busta?" Another person commented that this has been known for years, and the most unsettling aspect of it all is the rumor that Busta is so deeply homophobic and self-hating that he actually beats up the male escorts he hires. To make matters worse, people are saying that his misogynistic behavior only makes the situation worse. So, what are your thoughts on the accusations made against Busta Rhymes and Orlando Brown's assertion that he had sex with Diddy, Busta, and other rappers? Leave a comment with your opinions, and don't forget to see the next video. You won't want to miss it.